Hi guys, super excited to be here today. We are going to be talking about all things events, and I am super excited to be hosting this call with Krista. I'll let her go ahead and take over, introduce herself, and then I'll piggyback off of her after she's done.
Hi guys, how are you? So for those of you that don't know me, my name is Krista. I am born and raised in Miami. I'm under Bianca. Um, in this business for 5 years. Sorry if you hear an echo. I'm in a brand new apartment. I'm literally doing this call. My phone is on a candle and I'm on my phone because I don't even have my computer set up yet. I have nothing in my office. So I just moved from Miami to Vegas. So if there's a little bit of an echo, I'm in an empty apartment. But I am really leaning into events, not only throwing them, but also going to them. I'm dressed up right now because I actually am to an event. I'm going to, there just so happened to be a Meet My Nate event in Vegas. So I wanted to, thank you so much. I wanted to, remind you guys about the Meet My Nate events because I just so happened to look and they just so happened to have one in Vegas. And I just so happened to move here like literally 4 days ago. So if you don't know what I'm talking about, Monate throws events. If you go to Market Partner Official Instagram and go to their bio and click the link, it'll bring you to their link tree. And the last one is going to show you their Eventbrite, and it shows you every event that's coming up in a city near you. So make sure you don't miss those. Guys, I've been here for 5 days, and I literally invited 6 different girls to go. I came here and I did not know one person. I have not one friend. And I've only been here for 5 days, and I have recruited 2 market partners and a VIP. And that is because I'm here to remind you that people are craving community. People are all around you. There's potentials everywhere you go. So I know this is about events, but it's also about like talking to real people. Stop posting and praying. There is so much money to be made, so much lives to be changed in just going outside and talking to real people. I know it sounds crazy. It should be a very like common sense concept, but I feel like a lot of us, we work this business online and we completely forget about events, and the power of events is everything. So like I said, I've been doing this business for 5 years. The highest rank I hit was executive director. And in my time, I have thrown a lot of events. And when I started, I threw little baby events, like tiny, small events. I've thrown like, a decent size event, and I've thrown events for like over 500 people. I love events and I love that part of this business, but drop a 1 in the chat if you consider yourself to be like an introvert. Because for me, some people that know me wouldn't believe it, but I'm actually like the most introverted extrovert ever. Like I am not the girl. You cannot call me and you cannot say, hey Krista, let's like go here and do this like an hour before, because I have not mentally prepared for social interaction, and there will be none of that. So I have to like literally prepare my social battery to go to these events. It's something that I knew that I had to get good at, because why? We're in network marketing, and your network is your net worth, right? We hear that all the time. And the power of doing this in person, it's so much easier. You connect with people so much faster. You're a lot more, people think you're a lot more genuine. They can put a face to the voice. And it's just so much better, you guys. Like, I challenge you guys, drop a 1 in the chat if any of you have ever thrown any type of event, even if it was something small, it still counts as an event. Even if it was like a wash party at your house, that was my first event. Okay, great. So I challenge you guys to not only throw your own events, but also go to them. Like, find people, real people, and go out. I promised myself when I got to Vegas that I would not just sit in the house and work my business, that I would go out and find people, and eventually I'm going to throw my own event here. And right now I'm just networking. So here's another tip before we get into actually planning your own events. I found a girl here that she calls herself it's like Las Vegas Girl Event. And there's 30,000 followers on this page. They literally go out, and it's just a bunch of girls who are looking for friends to network. Whatever it may be, maybe they just moved here, maybe they're just looking for friends, or, they just want to network. It doesn't matter. So I have been going to challenging myself, regardless of how introverted I am or can be. I'm like prepping myself. I am planning, I am going, I'm looking on Eventbrite. I'm joining groups, Facebook groups, I'm joining gym. So
Poder en tus manos. Motos, vaya.
someone's unmuted. So I challenge you guys to do those. That is make the time to throw your event. That is going to make your event so much better because you're already building all these connections. And I promise you, the more people you talk to, the more conversations you have, the more people you meet, the more you are going to recruit and the more you're going to sell. That's just how this works. Okay, so I wanted to start with that. But, I remember when I threw my first event, it was a little wash party. I had like a little girls' night at my house. I invited my closest friends over. I just had pizza and some wine, and that was it. I had the products, and people washed their hair. People got to try the products that I had. What I will say for events, no matter how big or how small, I do suggest to have products that show immediate results. You want to showcase the products that are going to show immediate results in real time, such as our dry shampoo, our oil, our Rejuva beads. I even, when I had my first smaller event with my close friends, I had a little wash party. I even did some demos. So if you guys don't know about the demos, there's a lot of demos you can do with our products that are very simple, that show the value of our products in real time. So I do suggest, even doing that depending on the size of the event. But I think people are so scared of events throwing their own because they think it has to be this huge, crazy, extravagant party. It doesn't have to be that. I have new girls that I challenge them to do a small little wash party with their closest friends and family with the products that they have and the samples that they have in their product pack. And I have had girls make $1,000 in one night. Okay, so it's as simple as just getting some wine. It doesn't need to be this extravagant thing to be considered an event. Okay, so you just want to make sure that you have the products, you're showing the value, and you make it fun, right? So that's the main ingredients for an event. It doesn't need to be catered and open bar and all these things. Yes, I have done those events, but guess what? The most money I ever made at an event was the wash party at my house. The other events, the big, huge one that I did, I had some, I sent some people, I invited some people, but it was more to show community. It was more for my team. Okay, so the smaller events, actually, statistically, you will make more sales. It's more intimate. That's why, okay? So do not sleep on the small little watch party events, you guys. These are everything. Even if it's something as small as inviting your friend over and being like, hey, can you, you have curly hair. I would love to wash your hair with our products. I'm looking for a model for curly hair. I know it's not an event, but it kind of is. This is your time to shine, okay? And every single relationship you build, you're building trust. And I promise you, I've done those before and people will buy. So it doesn't need to be an extravagant thing. Now, I was at my parents' house for a few months before I moved here to be with my boyfriend in Vegas. I'm from Miami, but my parents live in Orlando. So I was like, you know what? While I'm here, I'm going to try and throw some events. And I'm going to, not anything crazy, maybe 20 people. And I'm just going to see how it goes. So for this, I went downtown Orlando and I talked to, so again, this is just a tip. I walked into places that, looked like it was cute, aesthetic. It could host maybe 10 to 15, 20, 30 people. And I asked to speak to the manager. And I was like, hey, I work for a beauty brand. I gave them a real quick elevator pitch. Okay, if you don't have an elevator pitch, we'll work on that first. But I really just told him hey, I would love to bring some ladies here. I don't know if there's anything we can work out. I don't even need the whole venue if that's not possible. I totally understand. Or maybe on one of your slower nights, or maybe a busy night where you want more ladies. But I am gonna try, I can tell you I'm gonna bring at least 15 people 10 to 15 girls, and I'm partnered with this beauty brand, and I just want to like showcase my products, whatever. I have thrown events this way, and they have been wildly successful. Literally have asked me to come back and do it again and make it like a monthly thing. So don't underestimate the power of saying, I would love to bring 10 to 15 ladies here. I would love to make a flyer. I would love to promote it. These are all girls that work on Instagram. We promote a beauty brand, and we're going to tag this place. We're going to give you guys, a lot of social media presence. And I've had them say, we'll give you free drinks, like we'll give you a free drink. I've had a lot of crazy things happen just from asking. So also don't be afraid to put yourself out there and go do something like that, because I can't tell you how many successful events I've had just from like doing things like that. So when I was in Orlando, there's something that I did at this Orlando event. If you're going to have any type of event with like over a few people, no matter where it is, there is one thing that I did that changed the game for me. I ended up getting a whole bunch of market partners and VIPs from this very thing. So I had a giveaway, but in order to enter the raffle, I had a sheet. I had the giveaway like with a bunch of products I was giving away, extra stuff that I had. I didn't buy anything extra for this. And I had a list of people that they had to fill out their name, first and last name, their phone number, and their Instagram. And they got an extra raffle ticket if they followed me on Instagram. So what does that mean? That means that I have to talk to them. I have to explain it to them. So I'm already engaging with them, meeting them, making sure I'm talking to them face to face. I'm telling them about the giveaway.
In progress.
I'm telling them about the giveaway. I'm telling them what they can win. And the reason this worked out so well is obviously there was one winner, and I had all of their information. Not only that, but almost every single person, I think there was only one person at the events in Orlando that didn't follow me for an extra entry. So every single person was already following me. So what did I do? The next day I went home, I took that list, I text messaged every single person. I thanked them for coming. I wrote them a message personally on Instagram, thanked them for coming, stopping by. And these were people who, some people were just at the venue and they were like walking up to, what looked to be like a group of girls with products on display. They had no idea what was going on, but I made sure to connect with them, get their Instagram. So now when I message them on Instagram, since they're already following me, it doesn't go to that other space in your inbox on Instagram where, if they don't follow you back, they have to like go and look at that other message. I don't know if you guys know what I'm talking about, but it goes straight to them. So they get a notification. I also have their phone number. Okay, so this is great for when you throw your next event. You can invite them. When there's a sale, you can offer. And, I wrote by each person's name. I wrote by like what I talked to them about. At the event, I always have, yes, hidden messages. Thank you, Erica. At the event, I'll always have products on display, like I said, that give you real results in real time. So dry shampoo, oil, Rejuva beads, things like that. I might even do a demo, and I literally just talk to every single person. If you're throwing an event that's not like close friends and family, I talk to every single person. I'm like, I would love for you to try the products. Oh my God, girl, your hair is so pretty. You should try this oil. This oil is the best. Like lip oil was a huge seller. I had the lip oil out. Like every single girl was obsessed with the lip oil. So yeah, I mean, it doesn't have to be this grand, amazing thing, you guys, but it could be a VIP party. You could have an event for your VIPs. You can have a wash party girls night with close friends and family. You can go to your local, cute little aesthetic coffee shop or hair salon. Talk to them, see if they'll allow it, right? Same thing. You pitch it like, I'm going to be bringing a bunch of girls here who predominantly work on social media, and they're going to be tagging this venue. So that's going to be great for you as well. It's going to be exposure for you as well. Eventbrite. There are so many events on Eventbrite where you can become a vendor. And, for sometimes it's free, sometimes it's like $50. And you can set up a little table, you put your products out and guess what? You're thrown into the water talking to people, right? At the events, you just want to make sure, I think the most important thing is showing the value of the products, engaging with people face to face, talking with them, meeting them, getting their information. You can do that very easily with the raffle idea, because I wanted to have a return on my event. So I was like, I've done so many. And once I started doing that with the raffle, I started to see way more of a return and way more, people were excited about it too, because I was doing a giveaway. And I would tell them what's in the giveaway, a little bit about each product. Like, this doesn't need to be some like PowerPoint presentation where you're like super serious and all these things. I want you guys to focus on having fun, whether it's a small event at your house. And that's what I suggest to start with. If you have not had a watch party with your close friends and family, you are leaving so much money on the table. And it's going to be so fun. And your friends that are coming, you never know. They're going to be like, wait, this is work for you? Like, this is your job. You're making money. Like, you can make money by just hanging out and talking about beauty products. Okay. So it depends on your event, it's product based or recruiting. I think events are best for products, for selling products and getting VIPs. But you can do either. You can also throw in at the events. I saw someone say, what do you do at the events? We have the products there, like I said, that perform in real time. We're showcasing them. We're talking to every single person. We have a raffle going on. We're having fun. We're networking. And usually sometimes at some events, we will, do a little kind of a meet Monday, kind of like a potentials call, if you will. We'll talk about the business. We'll add that in there, right? Just in case, even if someone had no idea what they were walking into, if you're at, like how I was in Orlando, I had girls like, what is this? And girl, you know me, I was like already elevator pitching. I was like, oh my God, you've never heard of Monat? I cannot tell you how many girls had never heard of Monat in Orlando. I'm like, are you kidding me? So it just goes to show you that there's so many people out there, you guys, that have no idea about the products, no idea about this opportunity. And that is the number one things that events do, is get your name out there, it gets products out there, it gets the business out there. Eric Worre keeps saying, the more conversations that we have, that's the business, right? That's going to equal currency. Conversations equal sales. Okay, it's always going to be that way. Your network is your network is your net worth. Wow. So get motivated to do events, because I'm going to tell you guys something right now. I don't want to scare anyone, but word on the street is that Instagram is changing. There's going to be a lot of changes coming with Instagram. They're saying, there's talk about them charging, you got to pay to play type of thing, charging for, exposure kind of deal, which I'm shocked that hasn't happened already with Instagram. But TikTok, we don't know if that's going to be here much longer. And this business is based off face-to-face having conversations. That is the best way to do this business. I don't care what anybody says. It's always better and more organic that way. Okay. And you're going to cultivate much stronger relationships and make much, easier sales that way. And that's what this business is about. Okay. So we got to start getting real comfortable with going to events, talking to real people in real life, and throwing our own events. If you are going to do your own event, no matter how small it is, I do always suggest to have an Eventbrite, even if it's free. Okay. Just because you collect emails that way, you can send reminders that way, hype up the event, even if it's something small with your close friends, guys, make it fun. Make it fun. Okay. And you can also follow up that way. You can save their information that way. Okay. So I'm a big fan of Eventbrite. I'm like living on this site right now in Vegas, trying to, find any event that I can to connect with people, to meet people, because every single person I've met here does not know about Monat. It's absolutely absurd. And it was the same thing when I was in Orlando. So there are people everywhere that have not heard of this brand, that have not tried these products. Once you get the products in their hand, once you start talking to people about this opportunity, remember we have a gift here. Okay. Once that happens, it's for sure either they're going to close right there or you've planted a seed. You just made a new friend, right? You follow each other on socials now. They're going to see what you're about. They're going to see what you're posting. And then if they don't close right then and there, they're going to eventually close. It's not a matter of if, it's just when. Okay. So I am a huge fan of events, you guys. And I kind of fell off that for a little bit. Like maybe a year ago, and I noticed the difference in my business. People want to be around a community. I want to tell you a statistic about network marketing. About 55% of people who join network marketing join for the community. 55%. Okay, so an event could even be meeting up with your team, meeting up with sidelines. I cannot tell you how many times me and one of my sidelines or one of my downlines met up at a coffee shop. We had products, we're taking flat lays, we're taking pictures, we're taking content, and a random girl is like, what are you guys doing? Oh my God, amazing. Now I just am about to get a VIP or a market partner, or she's going to be my VIP or market partner sooner or later. I'm going to make a friend. I'm going to get her Instagram. And I feel like that counts as an event when you are out having a content day or a team building day or whatever. Like, these are the things we need to get back into doing. In 2020, we were doing them so much and everybody wanted to join. Honestly, they saw all of us meeting up. They saw the events, they saw the community, and that draws so many people in. So many people in. And at the end of the day, this business is networking, and it's about conversations. It's about making friends. It's about talking to people. And you might not be the best at social media. You might not have, all these followers on social media, but guess what? You don't need that here. You don't need that here. Okay. So get out there, go talk to some real people, go on Eventbrite, look at, what events are happening near you, what networking events you can show up at, have some samples in your bag. And start plan your first event, even if it's something small. Because I promise you the return is going to be a lot greater than posting a flyer on Instagram. And I think that's all I have. I know you're gonna go. Hers is like so much more organized than what I just did, but I just wanted to talk to you guys like straight up, like tell you that my experience with events and just give you some tips and tricks that I've learned throughout the 5 years of throwing all different types of events. And let me tell you, it's okay if you throw an event and it flops, because it's happened to all of us. I can promise you that. We all started an event that no one came to. So don't worry, if that's the case, you'll get better. And yeah, I just wanted to give you guys some tips and tricks. And I'm going to go to this Meet Monday event and hopefully sign some more girls. So I'm going to pass it over to Astrid. And
Yay! Thank you. That was awesome. That was really, really good. So many gems. So hi guys, my name is Astrid. I am on Mariana's Zoom. So definitely my name isn't matching who I am. I also got to the director rank in this company, and I think all of us that have made it to director with this company have one thing in common, and it's that we did do a lot of focus on events, in person, networking, and all those things, right? I'm going to go more into detail on how to host an impactful event, right? So I just want to give you guys like a little rundown, because obviously, Krista just gave us so many amazing gems. But how do we do an event, right? What's like the number one thing that I tell people and that I really, really challenge everybody to do? Actually, drop a 1 in the chat if you take on this challenge before you knowing what the challenge is. I want to see how many brave girls, how many brave people are in this call. Like, drop a 1 in the chat if you're ready for the challenge and you don't even know what the challenge is. Like, you're committed, you're ready to do this, okay? Number 1, I want you to do what Krista has done, and it's go and find out when there will be a Meet Monat in your city or nearby that you can drive to. So that's going to be your first challenge, okay? And the second challenge is going to be for you to pick a date and time and location for your next event. So by the time you literally get off this call, or by the end of tonight, you're going to have in your head a date, a time, and a location. Anything. It doesn't matter. It could be next weekend, it could be weekday. And what Krista was saying is an event. Listen, I have had events where I've had 50 people RSVP and only 2 people show up. And I still felt like it was a successful event because one of the people that showed up was my VIP that got exposed to products that she didn't even know existed, and she placed another order. And another one was a girl that had never even heard of Monat, and like she just wanted to check out the products, and she was struggling with her hair and eventually became my VIP, right? So instead of looking at things from a place of lack, look at it from a place of abundance, right? Like you got 2 people to show up, 2 people, that's a big deal, right? So by the end of this call, everybody's gonna have a set date, a time, and location, okay? And stick to it and make it a non-negotiable. Just because you only had 2 people RSVP doesn't mean you're gonna cancel the event, because you can't see it like that. You can't be like, oh, I only have 2 people coming. Guess what? I have 2 people coming. I have to show up for those 2 people, okay? One of the things that I think is really important, and now I'm going to share my presentation that Krista was talking about because I'm so extra. I obviously dress up nicely, so the pictures on this presentation look way better than I do now. But I think that events are going to help you unlock success. Events about fostering growth. They're about recruitment, and they're about team culture, okay? So why? Events serve as pivotal moments in our journey where connections are forged, knowledge is shared, and dreams are realized. Whether it's a live gathering or a virtual experience, the strategic planning and execution of an event can make all the difference in achieving your goals. So one of the things that I see a lot of people do is that they have an event and then they just fucking wing it. And I'm like, okay, we're not going to do that, right? That's why I really like the question that somebody asked, like, what is it that we do in events, right? One of the things that I totally agree with Krista is that you can continue to show up on Instagram, and that is part of our business. But Instagram is not the only way that you need to show up on this business. A lot of the times people are like, Astrid, like, you do so good in this business because you have followers, because of this, because of that. And that to me is discrediting all the in-person work that I actually do, because I do a lot of in-person work, right? So one of the things that I want to remind you is that in an increasingly digital world, the value of face-to-face interactions cannot be overstated. I want you guys to understand that people crave that face-to-face interaction. Like, people need it, people want it, people crave it, okay? So don't like ignore that. Events provide a unique opportunity to engage with prospects, empower team members, and create lasting impressions that drive business growth, okay? And the main goal of all of this here is for you to grow your business, okay? So is everybody with me that by the end of today, we're gonna have a date, a time, and a location set? Is everybody with me? Because we're all in this together, okay? So now you have the place, now you have the date, now you have the time, now you have to create a guest list. Who are you reaching out that invite to? One of the things that Krista said that I think is really important, I use Ticketleap. I think she mentioned another one, but you have like some sort of way where people can RSVP, right? But have people RSVP, that way Eventbrite is the one she uses, that's right. I use Ticketleap, either way, you could use whichever. So now you have a guest list, now you have people coming, now you know who's attending. So now you're going to define the objective of this event. My events all serve different purposes, okay? This event that I have posted, as you can see the pictures on there, this is an event that I did last month at a local church. They had a networking event. I donated to the church for me to have a table there. And these little boxes that I created were part of a raffle, and these are the 3 girls that won my raffle. What I was aiming for in this is for VIPs. I really wanted to get customers. I really wanted people to see the products. So every event has a completely different purpose in my eyes, right? I always pitch the business opportunity. So even though my goal is to attract VIP customers, I always let them know you could try the products and there's an amazing business opportunity that you can take advantage of as well, right? But before your event, before you get there, you have to have all this planned out. I knew there was going to be a raffle. I knew I had boxes for giveaways, right? I knew all these things. So before your event, you got to make sure that you clearly outline the goals of the event, such as recruiting new VIPs or MPs, motivating your existing team members, or fostering a positive team culture. So one of the things that also Krista mentioned is that she attends networking events. It does not necessarily have to be a Meet Monat, and it doesn't necessarily have to be an event that you are personally curating or putting together. Like this example that I said, it's a church that had a networking event, and I was able to meet many people at it. It was like a sold out networking event that a church was having. So to me, I was like, I'm going to take advantage of this. I'm going to go, I'm going to set up my table. I have my branded stuff of my team of Like a Boss, and then I bring all my Monat products. Okay. Event ideas. The beauty of event lies in their ability to bring people together, inspire change, and create unforgettable moments, right? No event is a failure. So a lot of the times people are like, what can I do? What can I do for an event? So I just wanted to showcase different little events that I've done with my team or that my team has done. The first one up top, as you see all the girls sitting at the table, this was at a local women empowerment event where we also got a booth. To the right, it was a workout class. We collaborated with a gym for a spinning class, for a cycling class, and we have so many products to showcase, right? The one in the middle where I have 2 of my girls, that was at another event where we had like a little booth, the table set up. All the way to the right is another event at a gym. Hold on, I have to mute, guys. Make sure you're coming in and muting yourself. The bottom one to the left, that was a fundraiser event that I hosted during the holidays, right? So a lot of the times, every year, actually, what I do is that I do a fundraiser for a toy collection. I collect toys for this daycare. And I tie Monat into it, right? So that there was at the toy collection, toy drive, and I had all my friends come. And then all the way to the right on the bottom, that was at a coffee shop, and the coffee shop actually gave free puppuccinos to everybody that brought a dog. So I created an invite and was like, you know, free puppuccino for your pet, meet us for a doggy meetup. We also have pet products. Guys, you can think outside of the box. Other things that I think are really, really cool that not only have I done with my business, but I've done in the past with my girlfriends is that, like, back in the day, I used to love watching like the Victoria's Secret fashion show. So I would invite all my girlfriends over so we can watch the Victoria's Secret fashion show, right? The other day, like I gathered, like we had all my girlfriends come over and we watched the Tom Brady roast. And my girlfriend actually invited a couple of her girlfriends, and she loves the pomade. She ordered 10 of them because they're in the last call thing. And literally we talked about the products, right? And I made it like an event, but it wasn't really an event. So even though you have it at your house, it doesn't necessarily have to be a watch party. You can have people over to watch, hey, like Sex and the City night. And then all of a sudden you have a table set up with your products and you tell them like, let's watch like an episode of Sex and the City, dress up as your favorite Sex and the City character, and I'm going to have some goodies for you guys from my business, my company, right? So sometimes what it takes is for you to think outside of the box. And one of the things that I always tell people, like at least for me or everybody, like write in the chat, what is your current profession? Like, what do you do for a living? Are you a stay-at-home mom? Like, For me, I was working in healthcare. I was a speech language pathologist, or I am a speech language pathologist, but I'm not practicing. But I would love to see, like, what do you guys do? Are you guys working? Are you guys, stay at home moms? Hi, Kathy. Oh, I have a speechy in here, an accountant, a banker, stay-at-home mom, management analyst, substitute teacher. Okay, guys. Honestly, I feel seen. I love it. Drafting technician and engineering, admin, remote, nail technician. Okay. Nurse practitioner. I love it. This business is for everybody. Okay. One of the things that I would tell myself is that this business for me was my fun job. And it was the way for me to be able to express my creativity. Even though in my career, I was able to be pretty creative, this allowed me to tap into that beauty space and get really, really creative with it. So instead of you like cringing at the thought of hosting an event, make it exciting and be like, this is my fun job. This is my fun job, and I can make it super, super cute. And I can make it for like my friends, and I could do a little event and make it totally, totally cool. So develop an agenda. Plan a structured agenda that balances informative presentations, engaging activities, and opportunities for networking. Allocate time for introductions, product service demonstrations, success stories, training sessions, Q&A. Like, it all depends on the event, but one of the things that I tell people is that let's go back to this event. For example, I'm standing at a table at a full networking event at a church full of people, and everybody's going around, going from booth to booth. When they come by my table, I have to have an agenda or a plan, something in place, because then they're going to come to my table and I'm going to be there like, hi. So let's write in the chat, because I also want this to be engaging. If you have a booth at a networking event and somebody approaches your table, like, how can you start conversation with them? And for me, that's part of my agenda. So for me, I'm just like, hi, what shampoo or conditioner are you using? And are you married? I was like, are you married to your shampoo and conditioner? And start conversation. So for me, part of my agenda is conversation starters. So I will literally write down conversation starters. So when there's a person in front of me, I don't freeze and I'm like, hi, fuck, I don't know what to say, right? So I'm like, hi, what shampoo and conditioner do you use? Are you married to your shampoo and conditioner? Do you know what ingredients your shampoo and conditioner have? How long does your shampoo and conditioner last? And I go on and on and on. Are you happy with your hair? Right? And one of the things that I love to do when I do events is have, like, in my back pockets, like my secret bag of tricks is open-ended questions. Do you wash your hair? Yes. Okay. How do you keep a conversation going from there, right? So you have to think ahead. You have to think about this ahead and think, are you, what you can say to start a conversation, right? So that to me is all part of my agenda. It's my preparation. If I do a Meet Monat, have you heard of Monat? That's a great question. Have you heard of us? Have you heard of Monat before? No, I haven't. Okay, I would love to tell you about us. We are actually the #1 premium hair care company in the world. We are vegan and we contain no harmful and toxic chemicals, right? And I begin, like Krista saying, educating them and telling them, I know this is the first time you're probably hearing about this, but guess what? I have a raffle going on and I would love to add you to this raffle. I have this giveaway and so on and so forth. And I begin conversation. I make sure I enter them in my raffle. I make sure that I follow them from my team page or whatever. And a lot of the times what I will do, and I want to see if I actually have one with me. I don't think I do. I actually have, is it here? Oh, no. It's not, but anyways, I would have to look for one, but actually, I'm gonna pull it up for you guys because I know that I sent it to my father for him to print. So hold on just one second. Let me share this with you guys. Sorry. I recently sent it to my father, so I'm like, I know. Okay, here we go. So I don't know if you guys can see here. Oh no, it's not gonna be the best. Can you guys see this? So I literally have a printed out hair consultation. So I'll fill that out. I have a little clipboard and I'd be like, hey, I'd love for you to fill this out. And this will be your entry to my giveaway or my raffle. And then that way they enter my raffle or my giveaway and I know exactly what I can probably like gift to these people, or I know what they need help with. And then I send them a conversation. I send them a text message anyways, and I let them know, I'm like, hi, unfortunately, you didn't win the raffle this time, but I think you would love our products and we have a 30-day money back guarantee. I know you had concerns that you have dandruff and we have an amazing, whatever. And based on their answers, I'll already create a card for them. I'm like, if you're interested, I can go ahead and send you a sample card so you could see what it would look like. And boom, right there and then I have all the information and everything they need, right? Like I need to know everything about them, right? And this, I'm able to, to talk to multiple people if it gets really busy. And then, in the back of the paper, I'll write down like, oh, this girl was wearing like a blue skirt or whatever she was wearing in order for me to be able to remember what we talked about. So prepare for presentations. So prepare presentations that highlight the benefits of joining the business, showcase success stories, testimonials, and the potential for financial flexibility and personal growth. So if you're doing like a training event, a Meet Monet, I would recommend you doing things of that sort, but always have an agenda, always have a plan, right? If you know you're going to be there from 2 to 5, maybe from whatever, you'll tell yourself at 4:30, which is what I did back to the church event. I knew that at 4:30, I wanted to announce it because I wanted to get content of people like winning the raffle, coming to the booth and picking it up. I wanted to make sure they hadn't left. So all those things are really, really important. And I always say, if you fail to plan, you plan to fail. Yes, Kathy, you could totally do giveaways online if you wanted to as well. So that's pretty much like about that. Another thing that I think is really, really important is team building events. The reason why I like team building events or team building calls or whatever it is because that gives major FOMO, okay? And people want to be part of a community. So team building events give major FOMO. Team building events don't only have to be you and your upline or you and your downline. Many events that I do are collaborative events. So collaborative events could be just you reaching out to somebody else in your local community that does Monet and telling them, hey, like, you can count on me to bring 10 people. Can I count on you to bring 10 people and let's meet up at this place and let's do X, Y, and Z, right? One of the things that I love about Monet is that I believe that there's a power in number, right? Collaboration is greater than competition. Just because somebody is doing Monet in Miami does not mean that I'm not gonna I can't fuck with her, I can't work with her, I can't do anything with her, she's gonna take my customers. No, absolutely opposite. I'm like, I want them to see how cool all the Miami girls that do this business are, and I want to work together because I'm gonna give them FOMO. And guess what? If they choose to sign up with Krista because her and I did an event together, maybe Krista was more their vibe, then it is what it is. Who cares? There's more than enough people that need an opportunity like this for me to be operating from a place of lack instead of a place of abundance. So I just want to invite everybody, you know, and have them, yeah, there's room for everybody to win, right? So collaborate with people in your local communities. Attend all corporate events. Like we know Krista's on her way to the Meet Monique that Monique's hosting in her new city of Vegas. Incorporate team building exercises or interactive activities to strengthen the relationship and foster a sense of camaraderie among attendees. This could include icebreaker games, group challenges, or collaborative projects. So one of the things that I really, really am big on is that even though I have a great time with my team and actually we have a lot of camaraderie, we're not going to sit at a table and just drink and do anything or gossip or whatever. No, we're going to sit at a table and we're going to talk about goals. We're going to talk about how we can do individual events. We're going to talk about how we can attend every single event that's available with our business. And that is including the trip qualifications. Trips are an event that you should not miss. Drop a 1 in the chat if you have printed out your Tulum tracker. Literally, everybody should be pushing for Tulum. Everybody should be pushing for Tulum. Everybody should be planning for Monations. Everybody should be planning for Monations, right? I literally feel like there's so many events that people sleep on. Like everybody should have been at Reunion in Vegas. Everybody should be planning for Tulum. Everybody should be at Monations. All these things create community, create FOMO, and create like major camaraderie that people want to be a part of, okay? But another thing that I really like to do and that I'm really picky with is making certain events exclusive, right? I have challenges. So if we go to Vegas, I have my leaders dinners and everybody there has to be MM plus. You can sit at the table, right? I love it when people are like, oh no, you know, sometimes like they only want to hang out with their friends. I'm like, if my friends are the only ones that made it to MM, those are the only ones that are going to sit at my leaders table. But I make qualifications for certain things. I do like PV parties for my team during the holidays. I do like end of year recognition parties, right? All of these things are events. They don't have to only be in person, right? Guys, I've given you so many examples of things that you can do, like insane, right? So I do PV parties, end of year recognition. I do leaders dinners, right? And all these things I make sure that I do and I keep consistent with my themes or my branding. So I wanted to show you guys something that I did for my leaders because I believe that how you do one thing is how you do everything, okay? I don't want you guys, sorry, let me pull up the presentation. I believe that how you do one thing is how you do everything, okay? You have to understand that you are a representation of Monique, and you have to understand that this brand is impeccable. It is clean, it is sexy, it is hot, it's good hair, it's good makeup, it's good skin. So if you're hosting an event, you have to play the part. You cannot be rolling out of bed the day of your event with your hair sticking up or without doing your makeup. And I know sometimes people are like, oh, but Astrid could be like so superficial. But in reality, it's just the way that I see it. I'm not going to host an event where I'm showcasing hair care products without doing my hair. Drop a 1 if that makes sense to you, because sometimes I feel like I'm like an alien, right? I'm not going to be showcasing skincare, makeup, and then not do my makeup, right? So you have to play the part. And I believe how you do one thing is how you do everything. I brand all my events. I brand all my things, right? Because I want everybody to know what it is, whether you use the Monat branding, whether you use your personal branding. To me, my events are very consistent. And this is more if you're in a leadership rank, right? If you have a bigger team. So The concept of how you do one thing is how you do everything. This concept implies that if someone demonstrates diligence, attention to detail, and a commitment to excellence in one task or role, they're likely to exhibit similar qualities in other aspects of their life. Conversely, if someone tends to be careless, disorganized, lacks dedication in one area, they may display similar traits in other endeavors. So even if you are having your friends come over for a wash party or to watch Sex and the City or for a mimosas on Sunday, make sure your house is clean. Make sure your house smells good. Like, you don't have to live in a freaking state-of-the-art freaking home, but make sure that everything's in place, that you have a nice little layout, that everything's set up, right? So I wanted to show you guys, this is kind of what I did for my leaders. This actually has a little video, but it's not showing, but it's actually really cute. And then I wrote my leaders a letter. And sometimes I think when it comes to events, a lot of times people are scared to be vulnerable. I think having thank you cards or giving thank you cards after events are really important. I think letting people know that you appreciate their support, that you appreciate them coming, that you appreciate them showing up, that you appreciate them purchasing from you, being your customer, being your business partner, like those things come a long way when it comes to events, right? Like, it's a lot for somebody to take a day away from their family or away from doing something they want to do on a Sunday to show up for you. So be a little bit vulnerable and let them know before they leave, like, thank you. I have this little goodie bag for you. I appreciate you being here. And then this is what I did for my leaders. As we gathered for dinner tonight, I want to take a moment to express my dear appreciation for each and every one of you. Your dedication, hard work, and positive attitude continue to inspire me every day. Together, we've overcome challenges, celebrated successes, and grown stronger as a team. Your passion and commitment make all the difference, and I'm grateful to have such empowering women by my side. Let's enjoy this evening together, celebrate our achievements, and look forward to the exciting journey ahead. Thank you for all that you do. With gratitude, Astrid. So even if you're doing like a little mimosas day with your girlfriends, write them a little note and let them know, like, hey, thank you for coming to my event. I appreciate you, and you showing up for me on my business launch, or you showing up to my wash party means everything to me. Like, I appreciate you, and like, I appreciate your support, because honestly, we need a little bit more vulnerability, a little bit more heart. And what I wrote back in this presentation is, it's all in the little details. Sometimes we're so worried about having a beautiful venue and like having 100 guests and having all these like amazing, nice things, instead of realizing, like what Krista said, that a thank you card costs nothing, and it probably will mean so much more than you think, right? So those are like the little things that I think are really important when it comes to events, okay? Like we mentioned, team building events give major promos, and all that stuff. I think we already talked about this. Follow-up is my last point, because I know we're about to make it to an hour, but after the event, follow up with attendees to express appreciation for their participation and reiterate key points discussed. Provide additional support, answer any remaining questions, offer guidance on the next step for those interested in joining your team, or for those who need guidance on reaching their next goal or rank. By following this, you can host a successful event that not only attracts potential recruits, but also cultivates a strong team culture within you. Make sure you're gathering information via TicketLeap or I keep forgetting the other one that Krista keeps saying. I'm horrible. But yes, anyways, the follow-up. It is all in the follow-up, guys. You gotta make sure that if you're doing like these little notes, like I had shown you, and you're going to like get these filled out, you're not gonna grab these, put these in your purse, and then forget about it. No, you're going to reach out to these people. You're going to follow up with them. You're going to let them know, like, hey, I got something that can solve your problem. And that's what these events are about. It's about presenting solutions to problems. People are coming here either because we're going to change their hair care, we're going to change their skincare, or we're going to give them a life-changing business opportunity. And on top of everything, before you even do an event, you just have to learn to believe. You have to believe in the power of the business. You have to believe in the power of the products, because when you have that belief and you are confident and you are knowledgeable, you're all these things, you're just going to be a magnet to others, right? So that's all that I have for today. I would love to open up for questions in case anybody does, if anybody has any questions. Does anybody have any questions? You can drop them in the chat. Let's see. Did we answer the question that somebody had asked, like, what should we do at these events, or what kind of events? Was everything answered? Thank you, guys. Is it possible? Yes, let me share it. The follow-up. One of the things that I want to tell you guys is that don't be scared. No event is a failure. One person showing up is more than enough. It's a great start. We've all been there. We've all done it. Like I said, I recently, like probably like in March, February, March, I did a beautiful event, like at a beautiful salon. And it was all the 9 yards, state-of-the-art salon. They lent me the space, all this stuff. I had 50 something people RSVP and only 2 people showed up. And I was grateful for it. At the moment, I was like, man, like, should I start? Should we start doing the demo? Should I move on? And I'm like, yeah, I'm gonna do it with the 2 people here. That's who I'm gonna do this event with, right? So be proud of yourself. And yeah, how do you ask for the space? Okay, so one of the things that I like to do is that I like to collaborate with places, whether it was like I showed you the coffee shop. Let me go back here so I can show you guys this. Like all these places are different collaboration spaces. So this one in the middle, let me go through here. So this one in the middle, here we go. Let me annotate. Here we go. Let me make it thicker. Okay. So this right here in the middle, this was at the local LA Fitness. I literally spoke to a manager and was like, hey, I have some amazing wellness products, and I was just wondering if there's a possibility for me to set up a booth. And like Krista said, most of the time, like if you don't ask, the answer is gonna be no. This right here was at another gym, and I told them like, hey, would you allow me to set up a booth with like my wellness or hair care products, and I can bring you like 10 to 15 people. If they love the class, I'm sure they'll come back. They'll be return customers. They probably will even get the membership. And it's like a collaboration. I'm bringing like 10, 15 people to your space that you didn't have before. This was at a coffee shop. I reached out to the same thing, the manager, and asked like if there was any discounts or any group thing that they could do for a group of women. We were looking for somewhere to gather with our dogs, and they agreed to 50% off on our coffees and for a free puppuccino for our dogs. And we got so much content that they had a lot to showcase. So everybody's different. Everybody's completely different. There will be venues that you're like, I can bring you 10, 15 people if you, and they'll give them like a free pass. There's been other times that they tell me just cover like what the instructor charges for the hour. So some instructors charge like $40 an hour, whatever it is, and you just cover the instructor fee, so you don't have like the instructor showing up for free, right? So I just engage in conversation. And try to see like what I can get out of it or what I can get out of the venue. Most of the time they do have a budget for events and all those things. So just ask, just say, you know, I have like a group I can bring in. I'm partnered with a beauty brand, and we're always looking for places to do group events. I can bring in probably like 10, 15 girls into your venue. or into a class? Is there anything that you would do, such as like free passes for the girls? Maybe I can cover whatever the instructor gets paid hourly, so you know they're stuck not getting paid because they're doing the event for free for you, so that's not fair. But I always just like ask questions. Happy hours are another great event, right? I just make sure that I bring in samples and then I talk to each person that's invited one by one, and you know they get discounts on their drinks, a girls' night out, anything like that. The last card with the questions, was that after the event or when they attend the event? That I like to do for when they attend the event. That's how I enter them into my raffle or my giveaway. So I have them fill that out, like, please fill this out. And once it's completed, like, it'll enter you into my giveaway. I just want more information about you and your hair and how I can possibly help you. There is a little gnat, sorry. Oh my God, I hate that this is being recorded, but there's a little gnat flying around. All right, any other questions? I hope that this provided value to you guys. I hope this gets you excited to host an event. Don't be scared, it's actually fun. And like I said, plan not only to host your own events, to attend networking events, to you know, attend some, like Krista's saying, to make it to the trips, to make it to Monations, to make it to the Meet Monates, to collaborate with people in your community. There's so much that could be done. And guys, I am telling you, and this is going to be the last thing, when I started this business, I was working full-time as a speech pathologist. I was in healthcare. I was working quote unquote 40 hours a week, but I know I have a fellow speechian here that can vouch for me, that knows it's not just 40 hours, because once those 40 hours are done, you are dealing with all your notes, soap notes and documentations and billing and everything else that you got to deal with, okay? So it is not just 40 hours of work, it is 40 hours plus. I work 2 jobs, okay? From like 6 to 1, I worked at a skilled nursing facility with, you know, older people. And then I would finish there, kind of like have a quick lunch and then head to my second job where I was at a pediatric outpatient, and I would work there from 2 to 7. Okay. I would leave my house like at 5:30 a.m. and I would not make it back home till 7:30 p.m. Telling you guys this story makes me want to cry, because that's how my days were. I built this business during my lunch breaks, my nights, and my weekends. And most of that was done through reach outs and through events. Okay. It is exhausting, but I can now say that I've been in this business for 5 years. And after I had been in the business for about 1.5 years, I not only matched my income, but I almost doubled it with Monat. And it is all in your hands. Okay, it is all in your hands. You are capable of doing this. You just have to want it as bad as I did. You just have to want it as bad as Krista did. The only difference between us and pretty much everybody else is the hunger, the commitment, the discipline, and the time we've been in the game. But all of this is doable. You can figure out a way to host events and do your reach outs on your nights off or your weekends, or even whatever, a lunch thing during your lunch breaks. Nobody joins this company or this business or this industry because they have all the money in the world or because they have all the time in the world. They actually join this because they want those things. They want the money and they want the time. And through events, you can literally, like Krista is saying, is make it fun. Make this your fun job. Make it exciting. Make it the happy hour. Make it the Sex and the City night. Make it the race night. Make it the happy hour. Make it the networking event. Make it the baking day. Do a baking day with your girls. Bake cakes and all that stuff. So yes. So like literally don't overthink it. Like Krista said, go host some events, go attend some events. Thank you guys for spending over an hour with us today. on this beautiful Thursday, but I hope to see pictures circling around of your events. And yeah, it's all about that FOMO that also you can create throughout these events. So make sure you create content, gather content, and showcase it. Bye.